doing a first semester flip through of my very first teacher planner. If you didn't know, I'm a first year band director teaching at a 3A high school and middle school in Brady, Texas. So here is a flip through of my first planner, which you can tell this has a coil. So I don't usually use Erin Condren planners, but my teacher planner this year is an Erin Condren. I'll probably switch to Happy Planner next year because I really miss the disc system. But so far, this is a really expensive planner. I told myself if I bought it, I was going to use it, so I'm doing that. Here we go. So I have lots of sticky notes in here, of course. I haven't really used a lot of these pages except, oh my goodness, yeah, the communication log. Anytime I have disciplinary stuff, I need to contact somebody, a parent or something, I'll use that. Some note pages and things. I usually use these as like scratch paper, all the notes. In July we had band camp, so I was starting to use some of these pages just to chicken scratch. They're not really like planned out spreads. More brain dump planning and whatnot for the semester. Okay, here we go. In August, the school year actually started. So as you can see, Erin Condren, they do a different color for each month. Sorry, my camera is shaky. So I've been trying to match the color scheme every month. My monthlies end up usually looking kind of messy, but there's not really a good way around that. It's just kind of the nature of the game. And especially this year with COVID, just throwing everything off kilter, it's made things weird. If you didn't know, we have been doing school in person all semester, which I'm super thankful for. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I appreciate it because band is like pretty much impossible to teach online. It's so difficult. So I'm thankful to have my students in person. Although we had given the option for some online learning, but it's very unsuccessful in our district. So they forced a lot of our students to come back by like the third 6 weeks. So we have almost everybody back, which in my opinion is a good thing. The students just really don't do well online. Yeah, okay, school hadn't started yet, so more just like brain dump, chicken scratch for marching rehearsal. Okay, here we go. The first week when school started. These are mostly Happy Planner stickers, some washi tape. I love this color scheme. You can see my planner is like really heavily written in this week because it was the first week. There was a lot to remember, to keep track of, etc. Okay, here we go into September. We've the purple theme now. Purple and yellow, combining August and September. So cute. I love that. I've had fun decorating. This is a really easy planner to decorate, so I've really enjoyed that. Kind of this rainbow theme. You'll see I start writing in this a little bit less as I sort of get my groove on later in the semester. Okay, more September. So you might notice there are some weeks like missing in this planner, which I actually had to cut this off and move it because this spread was supposed to be for a different week, but I got really sick in September, and while we were waiting for my COVID results to come back, which they came back negative, but while we were waiting, we had to quarantine for a whole week, so we missed a week of school in September, so that kind of threw things off. So if you're like, wait, the dates don't line up, that's why. See, we jumped from the 11th to the 21st because I just didn't end up using that week in the middle. See, that was the real week of the 21st, but I had already planned this spread for the week of whatever, the 13th, which we didn't end up working, so I cut this strip out, actually from somewhere in July, I think, and used that. Whited out the dates, boom, I was able to, actually use all our stickers, which was a relief. Note paper, which really I do use it like it's like scratch paper, which is like really convenient. October, we have orange. Got these pretty orange and purple colors going on. I really like a lot of my teacher spreads, y'all. They're like really satisfying to me to look at. Helpful to see all of what we did and so on. Which I could probably be more thorough in how I'm writing in it, but you know. Okay, here we go. Another example where we skip dates. We go from the 2nd to the 19th. And that's because my husband this time got quarantined. And he actually did have COVID, but he's fine. He was fine. I was actually sicker than he was with my upper respiratory infection. So anyway, we did have to quarantine for like 2 weeks then, which was crazy long, but we came back strong. So I have more stuff like glued down, like that's the strip from a different week. Same situation, kind of awkward, but I made it work. So I didn't plan in that week because we were quarantined. And here we go, the week of Halloween. This is really cute, kind of matched my catch-all spread that week with the Halloween cats. And there you go, more scratch paper. November with the teal, or kind of, it's almost like navy blue. I love this spread. These colors are so pretty. I love that. And then this is kind of like pastel rainbowy sort of colors. Came out really cute. Leading right up to Thanksgiving break, we have the blue and orange and yellow, the turkey, I love it. And then this was Thanksgiving break, so no spread there. All right, it feels like, I mean, that adds up to like almost a whole month off of school with the break, and then 3 weeks worth of quarantine, which is kind of crazy. I'll move this actually over to my November or January monthly because we're out of school now. The day I'm filming this is Saturday the 19th, so we just ended for winter break. Got green and teal for the first week of December, starting to pull out the Christmas stickers. And then this is more Christmassy with the pink and green and red. And then this was our last week, which we didn't even have school on Friday and a half day on Thursday, and we were kind of done with class anyway on Wednesday because we had our Christmas concert on Tuesday for the middle school, which is most of my lesson plans are for the middle school. We do teach at the high school, but high school band is small, so it only takes up one class period a day. And because my husband and I aren't the head directors, we don't really plan for that class. So I don't really have a column dedicated to high school because I just sort of do what our head director wants, what he tells me, and he plans for it, so I don't really have to write down anything. But I do teach all of these other classes, so I do have to write things down. So if you're wondering how the columns work, so over here on the date column, I use this for the silly holiday of the day, for birthdays, for any kind of like calendar events like concerts, staff meetings, a day off, whatever, all of that good stuff. Also to mark when I'm on duty for like teacher tasks. This first column I use for announcements and reminders, so I can look at that right before we start class if there's like a general announcement or a reminder I have to make for our students. Then we have our applied music class, which I'm debating pulling that column because we don't really have to plan for that. It's mostly like a practice period for just a handful of kids. So I don't know. I have to figure out what I'll use that column for. Probably not going to be applied music after this, but we'll see. 7th grade band. That's the band I teach. So I have my lesson plans in here for what we do. A lot of the same thing every day, but, you know, that's kind of how band works. It's a lot of the same, and you gradually get better and better. Then we have, I don't have a column for 8th grade band because that's my husband's band that he runs. And again, kind of like with the high school band, I just help where help is needed. I don't have to plan for that class. Then we have our beginner woodwinds class, which I do teach. Typically, I teach the beginner clarinets and sometimes the saxophones. My husband teaches beginner flutes. Saxophone is kind of traded off for just depending on the week, the plan, who we have on staff. We kind of throw that one between us. And then beginner brass class. This is also the period my husband teaches the beginner percussionist. So I teach all of the beginner brass, which is kind of insane. With COVID this year, they actually took out one of our class periods. We only have a 7-period day now, and it used to be 8. and we were supposed to have another beginner class with that. And now it's only been 2 beginner classes, which if you know anything about band, it's nuts trying to teach. I mean, technically it should be like 5 brass instruments at once, but being a first year teacher and our head director is gone with cancer and all that stuff, we narrowed it down to just teaching 3 instruments in this beginner brass class this semester. Oh, just so I didn't like die. Even though I am a brass player, I play French horn, so that is like my class to teach. We had the kids kind of starting out on a lot of the same instrument, and we'll branch out later to more specialized instruments like trombone and French horn, and tuba also. But for now, we're teaching trumpet, mellophone in place of French horn, which I kind of hate, but it's what we have to do for right now, and baritone just to cover all the low brass. Which next semester we should be doing trumpet, switching mellophones to actual French horns the way it should be, and then branching out baritone, trombone, tuba. And we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I think that's kind of it. We don't have school this next week because we're on break, and we're brainstorming, and then we're into January, which I just did my first spread for school in January, which is really cute. I'm excited to use this one, but we're not there yet. So obviously nothing is written in. If you like this video, please give it a like. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more of my teacher planner content. I would be more than happy to film it and show you. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.